Hello everyone! 2017 is finally here. We have quite a few goodies to look forward to going into the spring season, from patches to a new game to rivalries to even developer collaborations. What better way to get into some of these happenings than by a list? So, without further ado, I'm Pheqes from Collegiate Star League, and here are 10 reasons to get excited about the spring season. Number 10. Madden 17. Oh look, it's Rob Gronkowski, who you can now win scholarship prizes with in the CSL barring a terrible back injury. It's been a long time coming, but CSL is finally able to allow Madden 17 to be played on the competitive collegiate level. Now those jocks who weren't quite good enough to make the team can put down the weights and lift up the controllers, because that's how esports works sometimes, and I absolutely love it. Number 9. The Temple and UC Berkeley rivalry, Starcraft 2. Finalists in any sport are always fun to keep track of during the offseason because you never truly know how they'll perform in the following year. Take Temple and Berkeley University for instance. They were in the CSL's grand finals last year, with Berkeley taking out Temple 4-1 in a best of 7 series, but that was last year. This year, they're both in new groups and both still have phenomenal players, all who have the potential to bring their team back to the finals this season. Number 8. Patch 2.00, Vainglory. The first of fun patch updates on this list, Vainglory is receiving what is being called a milestone update, which includes various gameplay changes, balances, and even a new hero in the form of Idris. Despite being available for nearly 2 years to anyone with a smartphone, which is just about everyone on the college campus these days, Vainglory is still relatively new. The big update may be what is needed to shake things up in the CSL and possibly throw a little chaos into the top echelon of teams. If anything, updates like these are always great sirens of attention, as it shows that it's evolving, just like any other great MOBA does. I mean, Dota, League of Legends, they all started somewhere, and that's where Vainglory strives to be, and little by little, they're gonna get there. Number 7. Separation of pro and collegiate teams, Vainglory. The battle for second has been red hot in Vainglory, but therein lies the problem. Who wants to see a battle for second? I personally don't. The top spot should always be the most coveted, but it's obviously been dominated by American River College, a team who is so good that they play in both the CSL and the professional leagues of Vainglory. Seems a bit odd though, right? I mean, the Atlanta Falcons, they never play against Georgia State because there's an obvious skill gap, therefore the outcome would be equally as obvious. The same may be said for any collegiate sport, and that includes the CSL. Going into spring 2017, teams will no longer be able to mix both professional and collegiate play. This will result in a closer skill gap and far more competitive games. Number 6. Revenge of the Slugs, CSGO. While my head is stuck in the ignorant bliss of the League of Legends cloud, I do branch out from time to time and check out other games. One of those games involved the University of California, Santa Cruz, otherwise known as the Slugs. Last year, they made it to the playoffs only to be knocked out by Montreal. This year though, they've changed only 2 players on their roster, and they're looking for revenge. And currently, they're sitting at 6-0, which gives them all the momentum in the world going into the spring season. I, for one, would be keeping tabs on them to see if they meet Montreal in the playoffs, because I love a good revenge story. Speaking of Montreal, number 5, Les Falcons de Montreal's Domination, CSGO. And I apologize if I pronounce that wrong. I'm not French-Canadian. I do my best, but just please forgive me on that one. Anyway, last year's second-place team is back this year and have quickly shown that they are still a top team. Losing out to San Jose State University last year, the current CSL champions aren't up to the form they once were, going 3-3 in their division. Enter Montreal, whose undefeated streak in the North 2 group during the fall isn't showing any signs of stopping as we transition into the spring. The biggest threat they faced so far is the University of Minnesota, who, being 4-0 by the time they faced Montreal, got stomped, leaving us to wonder if anyone can stand up against them. The Slugs may try, but the Falcons are looking to soar past them. Number 4. Who's the best? Dota. A relatively short entry on the list, going into the spring season, there are currently 5 undefeated Dota teams in the CSL. That's pretty impressive, as it really begs the question, who is the best? Obviously, the finals will determine that, but the race for first is still up in the air. Of course, there are quite a few factors affecting which team will continue being the best, which brings us to our next entry on the list and a little bit more lengthy in discussion. Number 3. Patch 7.00, Dota. If you don't play or watch Dota, now may be a great time to start, because, as you may have heard through the trembles of groans and exultations on social media, the new patch has really changed the way the game is approached. The team that adapts the fastest will be the team that reigns overall, because MMR, storylines, strategies, they don't really mean much anymore. So, in regards to the last entry, who's the best? With this new patch, we really, truly don't know who's the best, as it hasn't been played on CSL stream yet. That's not to take away from the teams that were highlights in the fall, such as the big 5 undefeated teams, but they have their work cut out for them if they want to keep their top spots. Number 2, a race for first, League of Legends. League of Legends for the CSL is going through a bit of a shakeup, more on that later, but there are a lot of factors in the air that leave us wondering who will come out on top this spring. Maryville have a huge point to prove, as they were undefeated in last year's CSL Championship run, but haven't gotten the chance to prove themselves against the top teams that were competing in Riot's uLoL last year. Robert Morris University has finished second in both the NACC and the uLoL series, being defeated both times by two-time champions University of British Columbia. They have their eyes fixed on the championship though, as UBC aren't the same championship team they were, seeing a change in top lane, coaching staff, as well as the famed mid laner Bobchin, who has joined E United, a team competing in the Challenger Series. Number 1, CSL is hosting Riot's uLoL series, League of Legends. This had to be number 1, as it's one of the biggest events of the collegiate esports spring season. Riot, the company that makes League of Legends, has turned to the Collegiate Star League to organize their uLoL campus series. We at the CSL are extraordinarily happy for the opportunity and are excited to make this 2017 spring season unforgettable for everyone involved. And that's our list. Are you a collegiate esports fan and feel we missed something? Let us know at twitter.com/cstarleague, and you can also follow me and comment to me at twitter.com/Pheqes. Until then, good luck and have fun.